Hello. Hi there, Virgos. Welcome to your love horoscope for February 2017. And my name is Bella. Most people know me as Bella, the Secret Psychic. And if you'd like to know more about me and my services, perhaps you'd like a private reading, or maybe you'd like to text chat me about something, then all the links are just down below. So, happy February, everybody. How I work, if you don't know, is I work with the help of my spirit guides. So I basically give a general overall theme based on what it is that my guides want to give you some insight in, whether it's challenges, whether it's positive or negative, so that you can sort of navigate the month the best way you can that's personal to you also. So if you're ready, most people know that I just like to dive right in there. And I hope you enjoyed the two super moons that we had last month and got your sort of manifesting orders all in order, because it is a fantastic next 2.5 years and definitely a smoother flowing one. So the way that my guides have started this month is basically like this. They're sort of saying here that you need to take, right from the beginning, a different kind of perspective. So it's like almost like looking at it either upside down, looking at it from a different viewpoint, kind of putting yourself into somebody else's shoes and not necessarily in your shoes. You need to become, in this month, my guides are saying, the observer. It feels a month of you not taking a lot of actions, you watching what somebody else does in your connection, and not you doing anything in particular to make it happen. It feels very much that's needed because there's almost a feel of you having to let go of the control aspect, that the control has to be given to somebody else for them to take steps and actions, because it will help them to become more than what they are to you right now. That's how it's been shown, basically, which, as I say this to some of you, is going to feel like a really, really frustrating position to be in, because I get from a lot of you, you want to see action now, or you want to take some action, but you don't know what to do. But what I'm saying to you is, from what my guides are saying here, is actually by doing nothing, that is an action. That's the very action that you need to take. By trying to rush forward is actually going to be at a disadvantage to you. And in a way, you need to trust yourself, trust the circumstances, and perhaps trust the other person to do the right thing. And really, like, I get here, like, my guide's kind of holding some of you back, almost saying you cannot get involved, you cannot do anything, you cannot make, you cannot prod, you cannot teach, you cannot do anything, heal, whatever this is. You cannot help the situation. The best way to help the situation is to stand back, to observe, but also to try to look at it from their eyes or from a different perspective. Now, this doesn't matter whether you are in a long-term relationship, maybe perhaps waiting to get back with somebody or hoping to get back with somebody, or whether you're single. The theme is the same. It's about a lack of action. So, for example, if you are single in this month, let the other person do the leading, taking the action. You step back and watch what they do. Do not try to lead or try to be more than what you are in the hopes that actually by showing the best side of you that they'll want you more. It's almost like they have to prove to you, not the other way around. And again, if you're in a long-term relationship where perhaps, you've been waiting to see that they'll do something, because it means very personally to you that you're going to be making a big decision if you don't see something. And perhaps you're trying to do something to kind of egg that along. No. You've got to stand back this month and allow them to do the work, because it brings you closer towards the steps that benefit you the most. So this is going to be a real test of your patience, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a spiritual growth that seems to be happening with why it is my guides are doing this, because it's almost like the universe is saying here, we've got your back. We are doing this with the other person for you. All we're asking you to do is not intervene, because if you intervene, it kind of resets things. It kind of makes it not happen. So that was the first theme that my guides came out with. So now I kind of want to look at what happens kind of week by week. So in the first week, what I'm being shown here is, I don't know, there's a feeling from some of you about whether you feel like you're being deceived by somebody because of not getting information, lack of communication, perhaps your own ego coming in and sort of feeding you with negative thoughts. Because if things don't add up to you, things don't make sense from your perspective. And you're feeling like you want to investigate and see if there's any truth behind this kind of inner voice. So, for example, you may be feeling perhaps your partner is cheating on you because of their lack of communication, or perhaps they just go AWOL, or whatever it is. As hard as this is, guys, my guides are saying here you're not to act, because let's give another example that there is nothing going on, but by the very act of you acting and believing that there's deceit, you may do something yourself deceitful that then causes the problem. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how you feel, though. Obviously, because you're seeing this, you may not feel this way, but in a way, my guides are saying here, it seems to be sort of getting you riled up a little bit, getting you to want to take action. It's probably why they started this reading with saying, actually, you're going to feel this way, guys. Don't do it. Do not do it. Go be very counterintuitive this month. As we get to the second week, and obviously the second week is Valentine's Day, there will be a lot of you, in particular if you're single or not, looking to sort of create some meaning when it comes into that kind of second week in particular. And I get for you, again, I get a lot of energy of a lot of you thinking like somebody needs to hurry up now. Like, hurry up and ask me out, or hurry up and contact me, or hurry up and communicate, or hurry up and just let's have this dialogue that fixes our relationship, or whatever this is. There is an impatientness coming into your energy, and the more and more that something doesn't seem to happen, I don't know whether anger is the right word to use, but it certainly frustrates you. It certainly ruffles some feathers to the point where you feel like you want to do something. Now, again, I understand now why my guides were saying you need to kind of just not do anything, because I can feel from the energy of you guys that you're going to feel like you want to do something. Maybe lash out, maybe speak out, maybe accuse, maybe just say something that perhaps is to try to get something, because you're believing from the maybe lack of action that something else must be true. But my guides are saying, stand back, try to take a different perspective, because it all works out for you, and it's for somebody else to do, not for you to do. In a way, you've got to understand that you are super special, more than you're probably giving your credit for. Perhaps you think that you're being treated at that time, but you may find as you get into March, or even the end of this month, that there's a big surprise coming that's very, very pleasing. So in a way, what I'm saying to you is don't ruin it. And trust me, as I say this, I can feel from some of you it's going to be super frustrating not to want to take action, not to want to say something. But that's the guidance. I have to give you what I get. So try not to feel despondent. It's a real important time to quieten your mind from those thoughts, because remember, it is our thoughts that hurt us the most. It's what we tell ourselves, or what we allow our ego, which is a form of protecting ourselves but can be quite negative sometimes, will tell us what is. You need to listen to your higher self, your intuition, quieten your mind, and if you can, listen to this, which is to do nothing, which can be incredibly hard but very effective. Doing nothing, doing nothing. Even if you're arguing with somebody, do nothing. I get in the third week you're a lot more accepting of this kind of advice. So you'll either listen to this now, depending on when you've seen the video, quite frankly, and you'll do nothing. But you certainly will by the third week, because I feel like a lot of you will feel like your hands are tied. Sometimes as people, it's in our nature to try to, do something. So, for example, if we're trying to get someone's attention, let's say, we might, like them on Facebook or follow them on Instagram to kind of get their attention. You don't need to do those small things either, because if somebody's meant for you, then they're meant for you. They'll always find their way to you, won't they? You don't need to prompt them, or you need to realise that you're more important. They're coming to you anyway. It's going to be resolved the way you want, but the way you need to do it is by doing nothing. I think the title of this video should be Do Nothing. Do nothing, because it works out well. I don't know, I get in the third week, either a lot of you get some conclusions that are very positive for you in that third week, or you haven't and you're feeling very emotional, because I get in that week you are emotional, but depending on what side of the coin, and maybe depending on whether you took action, no action early or not, will depend on whether that's a positive experience or a negative experience. But you're very highly emotional at that time. I think for most of you in the third week, if you've heeded what I've said, then in the third week it should be very positive. You get some positive news from being and doing nothing. It's an interesting one, because as I get into the third week, I don't know how to quite explain this, because I think overall, if I'm reading this right, even if some of you do get, let's say, some positivity in the third week, they're just saying there's still a little bit of delay that may bring back that feeling of, oh, have I been tricked into this? Have they just hoodwinked me? Or, you know, do they not mean what they've said? So, for example, if you're single, you may be meeting somebody who then rings you up for a date, you have your date, and then the following week you don't hear from them, which then may make you feel despondent. No, do nothing again. Because I feel like the next time when I do my reading in March, it's nice, pleasantly surprising that everything has worked out because you did nothing. You have to let a situation sort itself out. So overall, the theme for this month, guys, the brutal truth is, you may feel like nothing is happening. You may feel like it is more negative than positive because you're basically relying on somebody else to catch up, to do, and you'll feel like you want to take action to make it happen quicker, but you can't, because actually you would 100% delay the situation or make it worse. The best advice and the strongest message that I'm getting is doing nothing exactly brings you the rewards, and you know, you'll learn something from it. Patience. God, I sympathize, guys, because you know, it's kind of the worst situation to be, to feel like you can't do something when you really want to. So anyway, I hope that this insight has given you something helpful to kind of be going on as we go through February. Again, if you'd like a private reading, all the links are just down below, and all my readings start from as little as $4.99. And it's been great to do a reading for you. So I will see you again in March. Take care, everybody. Bye.